For look number 1, the red demon, you
will need horn prosthetics, face and body wax, spirit gum, paintbrushes, a sponge, water-based face paint in white, red and black, a pencil, a teaspoon which I will use as a spatula, and all of these items listed in the description box below. Now the first step is to wipe the area that you are going to apply the horns. This is to get rid of any excess oil. Then using the horns, mark around using a pencil where you would like these to be placed. Next, using the face and body wax, you want to warm this up in your hand. You will then use this to outline the marked area. Using the end of the spoon, you want to smooth out the wax. Repeat these steps to replicate this wax onto the other side of your forehead. Then, using the spirit gum, you can secure the horns into place. It is then time to cover your face in red paint. So using the sponge and the red face paint, you need to dab the sponge to your face and neck. It's important that you dab and don't swipe, as it gives far better coverage. Using the black paint, you need to draw an outline around your eyes. Next, fill in the area with black paint. Then, using a bigger dry brush, you need to buff out the lines to create a smoother transition. So there you have one eye done. Now repeat these steps for the other eye. Use a very thin paintbrush and black paint to draw detail above the eyes. Using a small paintbrush, buff out these lines to fade into the top of your forehead. Add small white lines just beneath for highlight. Draw a further line above the creases just made in the centre of the forehead. Now add black details to the nose. Now we want to add some detail to the mouth, so first of all use a small thin paintbrush and black paint into the cupid's bow and above the top lip, and then one long black line for where we want the new bottom lip to be. Outline and accentuate your cheekbone. From the end of these lines you want to draw this down to the bottom of your mouth, and then extend your bottom lip line to meet these in the corner. Add a thicker line of black to the cheek lines for more depth. Then from the corners of your mouth, add a thin line to meet back in the corner again. Paint the inside of your bottom lip black. Again, but now for the bottom jawline, you want to add more black to create depth. Here I also decided to add a little bit of shadow underneath my left part of my mouth, just to make it look a bit more realistic. Then add shadow to the left side of your forehead, and using some white paint, add some highlights to your cheek. Fade this in, then add some dark crease lines beneath your eyes, fade these in, and then again add some highlight in between. Here I decided to add more highlights to the rest of my face. Here you can see the areas that you need to apply it to. Now to incorporate your face paint into the rest of your head, add a downward point at the top and in the middle of your forehead. You can then begin to fill this in, and then continuing that you need to follow the lines around the rest of your horns and then down into your temple. Using a thicker brush and black paint, you need to bring this paint back into your hairline. Using a finger or dry brush, blend the lines slightly to appear more realistic. Add some cracks around the horns. This really helps to blend in the horns with the rest of your face and makes it all appear a bit more realistic.
Look number 2 is the candy skull, and for this you want to start by using a sponge to dab on a layer of white face paint right up into your hairline. Now with a thin paintbrush and black face paint, paint the outline of the eye sockets. Repeat this step onto the other side and fill in these outlines. For the nose, draw an off-center line down its length, then paint a curve around the nostril. Then repeat the last step but begin at a higher point. Then paint a crescent moon shape around the temple. Mirror onto the other side, and using a damp brush, blend the inner edge. Paint a thin line from the corners of the mouth to the cheekbones. Continue by painting the lines to shape the teeth. Then add small rounded triangles at the top and bottom of each line, giving the teeth a more natural shape. Then carefully outline the shape of the jawbone and fill in this empty space. Continue this shape into your hairline and sketch out the cheekbone. Create a strong jawline with the black paint and start to bring it down your neck. And mirror all of the black detail to the other side so that they match. Blend your teeth down and up into your jaw and add small details to add thickness and dimension to the bones. Use a damp brush to blend these lines, and using a thicker paintbrush, paint along the hairline. Bring the paint right up into the hair to extend the skull. Using a sponge, cover the neck and any skin that ruins the illusion of being a skeleton in black paint. Add final ornate details if you want to go for a candy skull look. I went for an upside down heart, and then with white painted onto my neck to represent the spinal cord, along with some other finer details. Then using some crystal jewels, I added some final touches. For this final black and gold demon look, I don't have video, but I am able to talk you through it.
Now the
actual first step here before applying your horns is to paint them. I painted them all black using acrylic paint and added a gold dripping effect also with acrylic paint.
Is to wipe the area that you are going to apply the horns. This is to get rid of any excess oil. Then using the horns, mark around using a pencil where you would like these to be placed. Next, using the face and body wax, you want to warm this up in your hands. You will then use this to outline the marked area. Using the end of the spoon, you want to smooth out the wax. Repeat these steps to replicate this wax onto the other side of your forehead. Then, using the spirit gum, you can secure the horns into place.
Once secure, I painted the top half of my face, bringing the paint back into my hairline again. Then, like the other looks, I used a dry paintbrush to blend the line between my natural skin and the paint. Then, just as I did for the red devil look, I added cracks using the same gold paint, as well as teardrop details under my eyes using gold face paint. Then, all that was left to do was blend some dark black face paint underneath my cheekbones as a contour, and cut out some gold geometric shapes to stick to my forehead, and this third and final look is complete.